This program really takes a tried and tested model that we run at Frank Baxter Juvenile Justice Centre for over 11 years with the innovation of CONFIT Pathways 9 weeks fitness program that will be run in custody. So that trusting relationship will be formed whilst the young people are in custody, and then we'll continue to work with them for 12 months post-release once they're back out in the community. And it's really important that we give young people mentors that they can relate to, that they can look up to, but can also give them clear pathways in terms of staying out of custody. We know from our Standards 1 program that 80% of young people actually do not return to custody. So we want to scale that reach and impact to an additional 80 young people currently at Rebum and Cobby Juvenile Justice Centres. There
will be some thinking, though, that a reformed inmate, is that the best mentor for someone who's, perhaps gotten into trouble at such a young stage in their life?
Yeah, look, the best thing about this model is that the mentors with lived experience are just some of the mentors that'll be working with the young people. We have, mentors who are retired teachers, retired lawyers, paramedics, people who are everyday Australians who are saying that I know these young people need support and I'm going to walk alongside them. And in that mix will be people who have broken the cycle. I mean, Joe's story is a wonderful story where, it says to these young people and it says to all of us as a country that if we give people a second chance, then we know that they can go on and thrive. And so that's what we're really excited about, this model.
Now, when you say Joe's story, you're talking, of course, about Joe Kwan, who's also partnering with you in this particular program as well. I'm interested too, April, that you actually have a very personal link to this program, don't you, given that your father had been incarcerated?
Yeah, my story's not different to 45,000 other young people around our country right now who have a parent in prison. And we talk about children with a parent in prison as the invisible victims of crime. And that's why I've shared my story, to really break down that stigma and shame. I think most Australians, when we have these conversations, they don't know that there's 45,000 kids right now that are separated from their parents because they're in the criminal justice system. And we actually know that if we don't support those children early, they are going to end up in the youth justice system. So currently in New South Wales, 70% of Aboriginal youth and just over 50% of all youth currently sitting in youth prisons have had a parent in prison. So it's really important that we break that cycle and we really stop criminalising childhood trauma, and that we say to these young people, you can be anything you want to be with the right support. And so the mentoring program is just one way of doing that. And at the same time, we're calling on the Attorney Generals in every state and territory to raise the age to follow the health advice that tells us that young people actually don't have the cognitive ability to, be committed of crimes under the age of 14. And I think during COVID, we've all got used to following the health advice, and, it'd just be great in this situation if we also followed the health advice and raise the age and keep young people in community with their families and give them strong mentors.
April, you obviously have a lot of experience dealing with young juveniles. Tell us, what do you think is the one element to ensure that young offenders do not reoffend?
I think the key thing is high expectations. I think it's really important that we say to young people that you deserve support and that you can be anything that you want to be, and having those high expectations, and stop criminalising mental health issues or cognitive impairment and the childhood trauma that a lot of these young people have suffered through abuse and neglect, and actually showing them through these strong role models that you can break the cycle. You don't have to become entrenched in the criminal justice system, and as a community that, we walk alongside you and that we will support you.